Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today we have stories to cover from FredWreck hinting at an unreleased Eminem track, more on Eminem's latest album sales and certifications around the world, Crook's take on hip-hop today, and more from Royce da 5'9", so stick around, this is gonna be packed today. But first, my last video was on Eminem talking to the New York Times about Jesse Reyes, and that one also included Dr. Dre's latest accomplishment in the industry that took nearly 30 years in the making. So check that out if you missed it at the link that pops up now, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also turn on notifications to never miss an upload. And as we dive in, hit the like button if you enjoy content like this. So first of all, FredWreck, who produced one of my favorite tracks on Revival, Framed, has been known to troll Eminem fans for a while now, and the trolling got extensive towards the latter part of 2019 just before Eminem dropped his latest album Music to Be Murdered By, and he actively contributed to fuel the rumors that suggested that Eminem was working on an album, which turned out to be true, and now he's back at it again. During the Alchemist livestream party for Lulu, the latest EP from Conway and Alchemist, FredWreck requested play that Eminem featuring Snoop and Jay-Z Unreleased track, and some outlets have already reported this to be a real thing suggested by FredWreck. But going by his track record, though I'm not denying that a track like this may exist, but the purpose of this is to spark a conversation, and it's working, since some major outlets have already reported the news. So if you saw the news, just know that FredWreck does things like this on purpose, so don't hold your breath. Next up today is about Eminem's latest album sales, a recent update in the UK that shows that Music to Be Murdered By has topped sales of 100,000 in the UK, as the BPI has now certified the album gold in the country. On a global scale, the album has now sold over 1.29 million units, continuing its run as the top hip-hop album of 2020 so far, both based on pure sales and total equivalent units sold globally. It's also important to add that Eminem's latest album still holds the record in 2020 for biggest opening for a hip-hop album globally, opening with sales of 415,000 equivalent units sold, still the biggest of 2020 so far, and Lil Uzi Vert is the runner-up with global sales of 353,000 equivalent units sold for EA in its first week. Next up today is about Crook voicing out his opinion on hip-hop that some seem to believe is directed at Joyner Lucas, and I'd love to know what you guys think about this. So Crook tweeted, "Today marks the day I can no longer continue to listen to rap records with a certain flow pattern. May be able to stomach it later, not today though." And Crook added to what he meant by this tweet. He stated, "It's been used by some very talented rappers and some less talented rappers, and I don't want to hear either doing it at the moment." And the first couple of replies implied that Crook is probably referring to Joyner Lucas. One user asked, "Yo Crook, how'd you like Joyner's new joint ADHD?" And the reply from another user is, "Pretty sure this is who he's referencing." Just like the clarification tweet, the first tweet also has replies that point to Joyner Lucas. "I felt that way after listening to Joyner's album. Love the album, but the flow patterns are super repetitive." Now it's over to you guys here. Have you checked out ADHD? And do you think these users have a point that Crook was referring to Joyner when he said some very talented rappers are using that certain flow pattern? Next up is about the current situation in the world that has disrupted the daily lives of people around the globe, and Lionel Richie came up with a suggestion during this period. And this is where Royce da 5'9" comes in today with a response that cracked me up. So Lionel Richie suggested that in this period, a remake of We Are the World could be in the works, since you know we are all in this together. And the reaction to this has been overwhelmingly negative from users on Twitter. Nearly every reply is against this happening, and Royce jumped in with a short answer to the news that's in line with nearly everyone: no, and the disconnection between those at the top and regular folks continues. A user even had some bars for this remix: "We are the rich, you are the peasants." And unlike many young people today, I don't have anything against successful people, but in times like this, I completely agree with Royce when news like this comes up. So we have gone through a couple of topics on this one, and I would love to know your thoughts on them in the comment section below. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you on the next one.